That little baby, pussy boy say, hey, man, hey, don't come fish around this way, nigga. Free about my pleasure on this pussy, bro. Tell them motherfucking police pick me up. I got them youngins gone crazy, tryna bitch something mad, man. They don't hear no talking when they top come. Ha ha, bitch, I want you to act like you won't do something. I see murder in my eyes. Pussy nigga, you ain't saying I ain't sorry. Got these niggas waiting up in line. Catch them dead and end up spraying something. My manager called, boom, not full of pills, nigga. Tell that boy I'ma see him, nigga. Tell him I say don't come fish around this lake, bitch, and that's real, nigga. Seven murders in my hometown. Tell them bitches I did that. Soon as the other boy touchdown, I'll be pushing his wig back. Dog ass so chasing out the door, on the op nigga. Till they clicking up, I'm standing down to that bitch that I'm trying to bang with. Real dead man out of bed, pop kind of range killers. Man down on sunset with them dead stick, leave a stain with them. Man down slang that heater. Man down collar people. Got him trying to troll pussy nigga drove that he can't get no feature. I got meds in my kidneys, sipping mud out the leader. Want my own cemetery, get them big, call a preacher. Don't like me then, fuck him down. Go that way with a gang nigga. Log up blanket, ain't the fuck your caption, what you saying nigga. Pussy niggas ain't trappers, they ain't factors, they can't hang with us. Soon as your ass get captured, I just hope you got your mains with you. 2 for 1, pick them out, just choose you some dead rapper. I bet tripping Obama know just how I come. Let them mail, bet they know from me city, bitch, I done push it up. Long distance in the nigga know I'm still setting boy like I ain't got no money. Tell them motherfucking police pick me up. I got them youngins gone crazy, tryna bitch something mad, man. Nigga ain't no talking when they top come. Ha ha, bitch, I want you to act like you won't do something. I see murder in my eyes. Pussy nigga, you ain't saying I ain't sorry. Got these niggas waiting up in line. Catch them dead and end up spraying something. I say all these hoes ain't nothing. They just wanna hate on something. I been stepping on shit like here to hit no church, ain't safe on Sunday. Born in this assassin shit, my mama told me burn that money. I ain't got no love for shit, then off, you know I'm leaving something. Take your shit, I'm keeping it. Nigga know I'm so invest inside that young who moving hard, so I been selling blue. That nigga dad tell me did he move? All that he said was watch the news. I been turning 90 to turn two. Was 2 victims, I ain't make it through. California with hella pound, travel around with hella crew. I got pictures of you, these pussy big. I'm standing something that line too. Won't get over me, but I don't fuck with you all in pamper. Sunset tripping, two down on a bitch trying to eat the cook. I'm not son screaming out, do me too, devil baby. Saint seed, nigga, transit. Contagious, wait, the highlights came from me. Hoping kids did correct, bitch. Why you said that? I already didn't address that. Yeah, so tell me what the next I got a gift for you, little top cloud. Nigga, since I got them Florida bricks, my Florida bitch don't want me no. We gon' get around, the second option gon' be a solo. My God, mama want me to visit her, but it's too much more. Tell them motherfucking police pick me up. I got them youngins gone crazy, tryna bitch something mad, man. Nigga ain't no talking when they top come. Ha ha, bitch, I want you to act like you won't do something. I see murder in my eyes. Pussy nigga, you ain't saying I ain't sorry. Got these niggas waiting up in line. Catch them dead and end up spraying something. I'm like, money more. Put my ops up in a row. One dead, I leave one dead. He rolls, he way from the Bulls home. Too much money on bro, hold my car. If you try to go, then you do his ass. If you know me, you know I'm never home alone. Got XDs by the TV stand.
Bitch, I want you to act like you gonna do something.
Not every night I feel like doing my affirmations. When I was at your stage of your career, I did the affirmations 2-3 times a day. You have money and you have planes and yachts and stuff like that. You say, what the fuck? What am I doing my affirmations for? And then you could be gypsy and just, I got bimbos with big tits sitting on my lap. I'm having a life of Friday. I'm in San Diego. I'm in Thailand. I'm in... And he hasn't made dick. I don't give a shit if he broke his leg, he broke his back, he had a fucking stroke. I don't give a shit. You know why I don't give a shit? Because life doesn't give a shit. He writes me, work 17 hours today. I said, what are you, on fucking vacation? And he had an 18 hour, 20 hours. No, I'm up 40 hours straight. So fucking what? Does he win an award? You know, I give you an award when you're up 40 hours straight? No, I don't give him anything except a slap in the face. And I certainly don't high five him. One of his managers was bragging about his team had 100% attendance that week. That means he came to work. They came to work every day. Didn't say if they came to work late, like a gypsy Romanian. They came to work every day. And so when the manager walked by, he stood up and he high-fived him. I fired him right then. Because I knew if that's all the fucking expectations were because the cocksucker came to work every day, we had hired the wrong guy. Unlike you, I didn't have to think about it. Well, maybe I'm going to give him a second chance. Maybe the gypsy fucking bum, I'll give him a second chance. Yes.
Does the thing goes on YouTube, everything? We have to edit the gypsy, blah, blah, blah.
No, we're not editing the fucking of anything.
No, but we don't put it on YouTube because there will be some people watching. And if you want to do some blogs with whatever, just to knock on people, that's not fair. I mean, we can keep nothing in the room, please.
No, you're wrong. We can't keep it in the goddamn room.
We cannot put everything on the internet.
We can put anything I want to fucking put on the internet, so shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'll put anything on the
Well,
internet.
I don't give a fuck with you. And if I don't like what you put on the internet while you're here, I'll throw you out of the fucking cabin. And if you think I'm kidding, try me.
I know, okay.
Fucking try me. And if you don't like it, get out now.
But, I mean, it's not...
I don't give a fuck. You understand me? Don't piss me off. You're in no position to piss me off. Okay. We left off with our billionaire on Forbes magazine. Blessed are those who expect nothing, for they shall not be disappointed.
You're Dan. You were Dan? Bringing in this bad.
Normally the sun follows me. Sun shines out my asshole.
Wow. That's a definite confession.
I'm a rainmaker. I make shit happen. All the people don't necessarily like what happens.
Listen to this, you fucking nerd kids, cunts. The reason why you kids don't get more done is because you do too many fucking things and you do them all poorly. Focus. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks on this fucking podcast. I can assure you that. Okay. And when the stock market went down 20% in the last few days, I'm in cash in 5 of the biggest banks in the world. And if the 5 big banks go down, I'm going to ride like the 5th horseman of the apocalypse, riding through the streets, taking all your fucking money out of your little pockets, taking your little pennies and ripping your fucking head off and shitting down your neck. We're going to fuck you for practice, kids. You better man up. You better man up. I'm the alpha male that you don't ever want to see on the street. You know the difference when I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Klaus Kleinfeld, who's up there on the Hall of Fame, a number of years ago, I was supposed to meet him at the Frankfurt airport. I was introducing him to some luminaries. I was involved in a very serious accident. So when I showed up at the airport, I'm slumped over like this, and I have one of these metallic blankets, you know, that the Red Cross put on you when you're almost dead. And so they pushed me, and I'm like this. And Klaus, he said, God almighty, Dan, what's wrong? What happened to you? Why are you here? I said, I told you I'd be here. Now, what had happened to me is I was racing dune buggies, and I was going about 50, 60 miles an hour. I hit a boulder, and the dune buggy went up in the air and flipped and landed back down on me, cracked my sternum, collapsed all my lungs, punctured my liver, punctured my spleen, punctured part of one of the main vein things that go to your heart, broke 8 ribs, almost died. But I was there to meet Klaus. Klaus says he still remembers that when he thinks he's got a cold or he's not going to go to a meeting. He has a flashback from that. Now, why was I like that? Well, the reason I was like that is because when I was 6 years old, my dad was head of the CID, Criminal Investigation Division of the United States Army Europe during the Korean War. My mother and I sailed across the Atlantic to meet him, and he said, I'll pick you up, son. A long distance phone calls in those days he couldn't hear, and it was all scratchy. I'll be there, son. Okay. So he's at La Havre, picks us up. So I go to put my arms around him to give him a hug. I bring my hands back like in a horror movie, massive, just blood all over. So I said, Daddy, what happened? What happened? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he takes me like this and just walks to the limo or where his driver was. He had just had surgery. They took a tumor out of his back and he wouldn't let them put him under a general anesthetic, only a local. And he had a 45 automatic on his chest with mirrors to watch the surgeon because he had a lot of top secret information. He was the head of the CID, etc. Just stitch me up. I got to go pick up my son. So when you've seen that when you're 6, you're not going to let all that shit that happened to me not fulfill a commitment. Now you might have a migraine or you've got diarrhea and you'll miss a meeting. That's the difference. The corollary to that is when I say I'm going to fuck you up, I mean I'm going to fuck you up. That's just not a fucking metaphor. And when I say I'm accused of, I wouldn't say this on YouTube. I'm going to kill your children, your grandchildren, your goldfish, and everybody in your extended family. People believe me. Of course, that's all myth. But commitment, these guys understood. These guys can't spell it. The millennials are lazy cunts. Yes, sir.
If you employ an accounting company or a lawyer or a law company, do you use them for all the work?
Well, when you have some of the big firms, they have every.
You know, this young man just texted me right now. He took action with my program, which most people don't. He just made his first $1,000.
Go out there, fucking rip their heads off and shit down every fucking one of their necks. To your success. Cheers. Because you've never been held accountable, you steer away from rejection. You're fucking A-right. A turtle cannot move forward unless it puts its legs out of the shell and its head out. What does that mean? When is it most vulnerable? When it stucks its fucking legs out and its head out. Does everybody understand that? You're trying to move as a turtle without sticking your limbs out, and you can't. Because size matters. Contrary to what you've been taught, you 2-centimeter fucking putzes. We have some guys that supposedly are badass. I know that's a lie, flat out. They're not. They're fucking twat cunts. And we'll show you just how big a twat they are. You've been good to everybody in your life. You give them presents, you write them birthday cards and all the shit, right? You said, are you fucking shitting me? You're yanking my chain, right? You're just trying to piss me off, right? How has it gotten you? How's your program work out? It hasn't. You're still dirt poor. You either want to be rich or poor. He doesn't send motherfucking flowers to anybody. He doesn't say thank you, and he sure shit never says I'm sorry. How's his program worked out? Yeah, you've done all those things, and how's your motherfucking program worked out? Why? Because you're pleasers. I've been saying it for 26 motherfucking years. Were you fucking deaf? You think Putin and Trump are pleasers? I don't think so. He's a hard motherfucker. He's ruthless. Where they fuck boys for practice. How's your fucking program working out? You know, success leaves clues, you fucking spineless cunts. Just think if you weren't afraid of anything. Most of you are mealy-mouthed, spineless cunts who couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper bag. Fucking pencil neck, fucking spineless twats. It's beyond my motherfucking comprehension. Oh, I wouldn't like that. Buddha wouldn't like it. Nobody'd like it. Jesus Christ. Steve Jobs is afraid of nothing. Warren Buffett is afraid of nothing. Bill Gates is afraid of nothing. Henry Ford was afraid of nothing. I'm afraid of nothing. And the rest of the world is afraid to take a shit. Literally. No exaggeration. Remember I told you I exaggerate? I'm not exaggerating about this. If they're all not like you, what in the fuck is that telling you? I swear to Christ. I swear to Allah. If you're not even a drop of sweat dripping down the left testicle of Steve Jobs, what in the fuck is that telling you? It's like the old bull and the young bull up on the hill, and there's 50 cows down in the bottom. The young bull says, let's go down and fuck us one, and the old bull says, let's walk down and fuck them all, one at a time. I don't even think you, fuck them all, you get it? God help us. I keep this here for a reason. See, you connote kissing frogs is kissing ass. I can see it in your fucking poor eyes. You don't want to be an ass kiss. Nobody wants to be a brown note, and you're going to stay poor. I've been on my knees begging for money, literally on my fucking knees. Call me anything. Just give me the fucking money. And I'm not exaggerating. Some people rather be dead than poor. Well, we're going to find out quick enough. I mean, I know what you're capable of, guys. Remember, we were all cavemen once. Steve Jobs says, take what you want. Leave no prisoners. I may be wrong, but I'm never in doubt. Just the opposite of you. High performance doesn't mean you're a good person. Adolf Hitler's on my wall here. He is arguably probably one of the most high performance persons that's ever walked on the motherfucking planet. There's a message there. High performance means you get people to do the shit that you want them to do when you want them to do it. It's also AKA leadership. Can you now do what you know it takes to be one of those kind of persons? That's the real question. And I can see it in your eyes. You're already questioning. I don't know if I can do that. And you'll question. Well, see, I know the answer. You don't even have to tell me. Most of you, I can see it in your eyes. I see fear in your fucking eyes. I can smell death in this fucking room. The people that purport to be my defenders say that I know how to work with people. For those that aren't my supporters, they say I know how to manipulate. I go berserk. I don't give a fuck. I would rather be a manipulator, like Hitler. Hitler, arguably, was the greatest communicator this fucking planet has ever seen. He transcends Allah. He transcends Buddha. He transcends Jesus Christ. And he's a bad guy. They're right about that. Every single high-performance person that I've ever had the privilege of being around, being exposed to, measures results. This is how they think. The big guys and gals don't apologize. They never say they're sorry. They always double down, triple down, quadruple down. What does everybody else do? Just the antithesis. What the fuck? What are you working out? What are you doing? Go fuck yourself. Are you crazy? What are you smoking? I put myself in a corner that either I'm going to die in the corner or I'm going to fight my way out. You've been taught just the opposite. Not easy being the only warrior on the battlefield all the time. Who took selfish ownership. What have I told you to be? Selfish. What have your parents told you to be? Not. And self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years. Everybody in this fucking room has a parent that either fucked them or double fucked them. How many of you were told growing up, you can be anything you want, sonny? What a load of shit. The rest is bullshit. Now, I actually questioned it when I was growing up. Where did that load of shit come from? Guilt, you sorry, spineless twats. That's the only reason. Fucking guilt. And who put the fucking guilt on you? We know. The same reason that your kids aren't programmed for success. Because your parents have guilt. Most people in this room, the most they did is your parents wanted you to get good grades. That's about the most. That's it. What has it gotten you? Fuck all. That's about it, right? Those kids will never be the same the rest of their fucking life. You never forget. No. We had people actually on YouTube come back to me and say, well, you're a bad person, Mr. Pena, for making fun of that man that has no balls. And they leave out the fact that they probably ruined their children. Because I will know where to go for the chink in the armor, for your weakest point, your Achilles heel. You will stay away from the Achilles heels of other people because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Because even at the end of a debate, you still want them to like you. At the end, remember I said, if you like me, at the end of this week, I did something wrong. Unregistered from my YouTube channel, please. And who were your friends' dads? Oh, he was a dentist in Manhattan, or he was a chiropractor in Cleveland, or he was a property developer in Singapore. Gee whiz. I'm being sarcastic. Because just like I believe everybody doesn't deserve to be alive, everybody doesn't deserve to have a motherfucking opinion. And the first time that your kid finds out that you put a tracker in their clothes, you don't trust me. You fucking ain't right, sweetheart. Get your fucking room. Does that sound fucking familiar? Most of you will fail. You don't have a fucking clue. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you come here. Why? God only knows. But you're here because you're that motherfucking desperate. People only come to me for 2 reasons. Inspiration and desperation. And there's not a motherfucker in here that's inspired. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, you sorry, spineless cunts. But that shows the level of desperation. Why? Because you've engaged in self-sabotaging activities all your miserable lives. You scraped at the money somehow to get here. My lovely daughter, we're here, she'd say, my daddy treats everybody the same. Like shit. Never underestimate how I am.
What about the porn stars and the infidelities and the payoffs and now he's separating kids from their parents?
And you're talking about all presidents for the last 100 years, the same. Kennedy builds a tunnel under the fucking White House to get his fucking hookers in and out. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But if you don't think money can buy happiness, you don't know where to fucking shop. You can get money and then go save the world. You can get money and save the forests in Brazil. You make money and go save global warming, which I don't believe in.
What are you guys going to do when our ocean level rises? First time on Earth, we changing the gas.
Now you're full of shit. Sit down. I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer. Shut up and sit down. At the last seminar and the seminar before that, I said, is there any guy here that stands at the urinal to pee that wouldn't like to do the things that Trump said he's done to these fucking porn stars? Not one goddamn guy said no. One black guy said, I want to fucking savagely, like an animal. That's how guys think. Has alluded to global warming. Not one motherfucker. If it were really true, the banks wouldn't invest. The banks wouldn't finance. Not one motherfucking condominium. So the people that have the money, and I'm jealous of the Vice President, Gore, which Sally and I rode on a plane from South America with a few years ago. I am jealous he came up with a scam before I did. Now making money is better than the 80s. And they say my generation ripped the ass out of the world because of the 80s. And I was proud to be one of those that ripped it. I've got kids right now that are financing deals in Europe at 2.6, 2.7%. If your deal doesn't make money paying 2.5%, I mean, you should go blow your brains out. And I would do Skype without a picture. Now you see, you all think I'm bullshitting when I'm saying it. I'm telling you the fucking truth, you fucking monkeys. I've been doing this 50 fucking years. If you're a Mongoloid, if you're the Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know, and financially all of you are. Because the more snowflakes we have, the less the possibility is the worth making it. Okay, which you want the Earth to make. Yeah, I do. And it's like my snowflake test. You know, first question, paraphrasing it. By the way, we have 95.4% of everybody, many thousands, tens of thousands that have taken the test are cunts. First question on the test, paraphrasing it. What would you do if somebody spit in your wife's face? And the answers range from, well, I try to ascertain what kind of day he was having. And if he had a bad day, I try to be understanding. Are you fucking shitting me? I'd be in prison for murder. I would beat the guy to death. Or if I couldn't beat him to death, I'd find somebody in a pipe to beat him to death. Everybody know who the Hunchback of Notre Dame is? Quasimodo. That's what you are financially. You don't know a fucking thing. So when I tell you, use Skype without a picture, I fucking mean it. And if you're a reasonably good-looking woman, I'm not even going to go there. And you don't even have to do it on your back. Love is great, but I don't need it. Respect will do. On my mother, the day before my mother died, I'm screaming at the castle. I'm screaming at her, Mom, not fucking sick. You're not going to die. Stop being a bitch. And I walk out the room. Next morning, she's dead. That Alex wants a fucking case study because he wants to know the shit behind it because he's stupid. And that's why he's fucking poor. This is why you're fucking poor. This is why the cocksuckers watching this on YouTube are so fucking poor. Yeah. But a lot of politicians are afraid of me. Afraid what I might do. Yes, I have choked people. I have done shit like that. But I haven't done it in a long, long time. But if somebody said something I didn't like, I fucking smack them right on the fucking screen. I don't give a shit.
I don't think those are real. Like, partially I genuinely do fraud. Partially. The next perspective is I think you can blame myself.
Before I smack the next thing. Most people, in my judgment, don't really want to be successful if it takes any sacrifice whatsoever.
Even the guys that make it to your castle,
correct,
folk over the 20 grand,
correct.
Even they don't want to be successful.
Not once they think or once they see what it costs in human resources, fuck that ain't for me. We have a 40% dropout rate. You have never met anybody like me, and you probably never will, because you're a cunt with the vagina cream. I give you this vagina cream so you can rub it on your snatch, because you're all cunts. I've made teenage multimillionaires, 17, 18, 19. The audience, what were you doing other than jacking off at 17, 18, 19? Nothing. And everybody you know is a cunt. Don't you understand that? Do you know anybody with any balls whatsoever? Do you know any real men? And your parents did it to you. And for those of you that put on your fucking paperwork, I have no regrets. God help you. Allah, Buddha. You fucking sorry weenies. And for a couple of you that said my parents have no regrets, all they gotta do is look at you. Are you fucking crazy? If they don't regret having you, you should have been the shit that rolled down the inside of your mama's leg. I love this job. Let's go eat. We had enough good times. There's no questions. Don't thank me, moron. You have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Game time, baby. Let's go. Let's go. My name is Chef Claudie Pierre. I am entrepreneur, restaurateur, and community stakeholder. I live here in the historic Hill District. It's another early morning. Every morning, every day of our lives, we have choices to make. You have the choice to stay in bed, to say, forget it, I'm not going to work out today, or forget it, I'm not going to work hard today. You always have a choice every single day of your life.
Done today. No one cares what you did yesterday. You got to change your dialogue. Yeah, used to be mentality doesn't work. What have you done today to better yourself?
Today's another day. Today's another day that I'm faced with another choice to make. So I'm making the choice again to put my shoes on early in the morning and get active again. Make the right decision.
Well, some of you read that I think about when it's hot outside, that it's sunny and 70. Well, it's fucking not today. It's the reality. It's about 90 degrees and 100% humidity. But who gives a shit? That being said, September 3rd, I had to have my book turned in. And when I realized, I'm reading this book a lot, but I realized I wasn't born this motherfucker. I made him. At the bottom of insecurities, fear, self-doubt, lies, was me buried in the fucking fetal position. How I got out of that was recognizing it, being honest with it, being truthful with it, and then fixing it. We like to live on social media with lies about ourselves, how great we are. Get to the source and fix the problem. I'm a big believer in doing something that sucks every single day of your life. I believe it's a key component into strengthening your mind. Every day you're trying to find more of what you're capable of. And that's the big question. What are you capable of? Stop doing the things that you do every day. You run every day. Go swim. Flip the towel 1 turn for a mile.
You can't tell Mom what I'm about to tell you. I crashed my car, man. Really? I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere. Come pick me up.
And this NFL football player comes up to me. He goes, Goggins, can I ask you a question? How do you keep that dog mentality? I said, let me ask you a question. When you were younger, what did you want to be? He said, an NFL football player. But once I got there, I lost that dog mentality. He had a finish line in his brain. Guess what? A true dog mentality, I have a dog at home. He never gets full. It's not enough he made to the NFL. It's not enough you ran a 5K. Win a 10K. It's not enough you became a doctor. Be a better doctor. It's not enough you lost 50 pounds. Go out there and do something with it. Guess what? It's 109 out here, but guess what? It's not enough. Stay hard. Today I was running, and this guy passes me in the car. It's about 100 degrees out here, 70% humidity. And the guy comes back around, looks at me. He pulls his car by me and says, "Why are you out here?" I said, "Because you're not." Sometimes your motivation needs to be because no one else wants to do it. We need doctors, we need dentists, we need teachers. We also need savages. This message I do is not for everybody. So I don't want to see that soft bullshit about, do you have sunscreen on? This message is dangerous. It's too hot. I'm not asking you to be like me. Do you? Stay hard. Your mind's getting softer. We do that shit with everything in life. A lot of you are trying to find inspiration and motivation with a depressed mindset. You don't find inspiration by not living in the grip of life. You need to live in the grip of life to find inspiration. Put challenges in front of yourself. When you put a challenge in front of yourself and you attack it, that's when you find inspiration. Repetition every day. Stay hard. So the other day I got an email from this lady. She said she truly enjoyed my book, but as she read it, she thought I was just crazy. So after she read it, she put the book down and started living her normal life. Just going back paying bills, going back to work, complaining about shit. A few days later, she had time to think about the book, and it scared her. She thought, well, maybe this guy isn't crazy. And that's what scared her the most. Maybe he's here trying to show us human potential, what we're all capable of doing. A lot of people like to put titles on other people who are doing extraordinary things. It makes them feel better about themselves. Gives them a get out of jail free card. I'm not crazy. I'm just not like you. In sports, there's a thing out there called load management. A lot of us like to load manage our lives. When you do that, you're going to find yourself right at normal. Get off that. Stay hard. With success in life comes more haters. Don't make them hurt your feelings. Use them for fuel. Use them for energy. In times of need, put them on mental Rolodex in your mind. And when you don't want to do shit, roll through your brain. Pull up that person who said you couldn't do something. Weren't fast enough, good enough, smart enough. Use it for energy. Instead of killing them with kindness, torture them with success. In life, we have to continue pushing past the odds. Use everything this world has to give you for fuel. Stay hard. And anybody, not just Navy SEALs, but anybody that can accomplish anything that is hard. The only separator is that they really want to be there. There's some people that get inspired, and that inspiration moves them to try to do something. But the inspiration is very high right now in this nice environment. We're in a nice environment. I watch a movie about some badasses, you're inspired. But the second you're not in this environment and you're actually doing what inspired you, that suck factor is now real. You're now there. And only those people who have been there a million times in their minds and have lived in that water and have suffered a million times and realize my legs may break, my knees may break, my bones will hurt. I will be the coldest I've been in my life. I will be miserable and accept that. When you get in a horrible situation in life, your mind immediately says, that everybody does, even if you want to be there. But it starts to have all these different questions in your mind at 1 second. And it says, okay, why are you here? Why you do this? Why this? Why that? And then you start to say to yourself, if you don't want to be there that bad, I have a beautiful life. I'm not going to break my body up to do this. Your mind starts to say, yeah, this is stupid. But if you are already knowing that this is going to happen, You have all the answers to these questions that your mind starts to give you when you're in suffer mode. Try to be 10% better than you were last week. So if you're running 30 miles a week, run 33. If you're swimming 500 meters, swim 550. The more you walk away from accountability, the weaker you become. Find yourself in the grip of life. You can't find yourself by doing nothing. So there's a lot of pockets of weakness nowadays. And we try to fill those pockets with lies. I did it for many years. So I'm out here in Colorado for a conference. I go to the gym and this trainer calls me over to talk to this group of people he's training. He says, hey man, what are you doing out here? So I tell him, I said, what kind of workouts are you doing? I said, one workout I'm doing, I'm climbing this mountain, 3,000 feet, 3 miles. But I do that every day. So the next day I'm out looking for him. Didn't see him. A couple days later, looking for him. Didn't see him. So here I am on the mountain again, climbing it. And there's a gondola that takes you up, takes you down. I'm going up it. I see a gondola, we're about 5 minutes from the top. I look up at the gondola, I see him, face pressed up against the window, looking at me, our eyes meet. Don't talk about it, be about it. Practice what you preach. Stay hard.
Imagine becoming an Amazon seller when their marketplace first started. Your store.
Get to subscribe to my channel. Like Goggins said, stay hard.
I like suffering in the way that is competitive, that brings out the absolute best in me and in everybody else. I want to see what you're made of. I want to see almost like the Colosseum in Rome. You can't do it by writing a paper. And what I found out, and the only message I want to get across to people is once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything.